Horn, pretty horn. Always like, yellow horn because it's the thing to do. Right, for the eyes, I always like to have just like really retarded eyes. Sorry if that offended anyone. I just didn't really think there for a moment. Eyes aren't cool. Let's undo that. So, actually, we might just have little beady eyes. Cute little unicorn. Little beady eyes. So just get the white and go around it just like all the other colours. Get black back and put some eyelashes on the pretty thing. Because it's pretty. Mouths. Mouths always throw me off because I don't really know. Like, I just do a mouth and it just looks really weird or stupid or anything like that. So, like that kind of face. Yeah, faces. We might just have a happy face. Maybe. But that looks too normal. Let's have a complete derp. Derp horse. Looks too happy. Okay, so erase. Choose erase, and that will actually erase sections. And it's a lot easier to use, so you can just erase in the shape that you want. So it's just really handy. I think it's probably the best tool that you can erase with. Even erase is pretty lame compared to this. You heard me. You heard me. Go back to normal. Fix up the mouth. Let's just make it a bit derper. A bit more solid around. Do a bit of... Looks like a carrot. That's not original. Who did that? So that's sort of how I do characters. A lot of the time I've just decided to do vectors that way. It gives it a unique style, I guess. And how do I shade it? Well, I'll do a background. I choose the bottom layer. I might take him up a couple of layers so that way I've got a few to play with. So usually the very background I use color fill, and this will actually color the entire canvas. So I can just choose any color I feel like. But in the meantime I might just choose, because I might want to do a pretty sky background. So I'll choose a light blue. I don't know why the keypad came up then. Crazy. Right, so sky. I'm not a fan of a solid blue sky. It kind of just, I find it quite boring. So I might, what I usually do is I choose some colours that are similar to a sunset. I like yellow. Yellow is my favourite colour. We'll go to brush. I usually leave it on default, which is like the soft outer blend brush. Have it the biggest size, and opacity just like midway, maybe a little bit less, really depends. This will, you can just blend it on top of the layer because I don't know, I just do it that way. You can put it on a new layer if you feel like it, if you feel like playing around with it a lot more, but yeah, it's just the way I do this one. So we'll just go up a colour, go orange, make it more colourful. We'll go to what colour? We'll go pink because pink's pretty. make it a bit purple as well. Gives it a bit of depth, or as well as like maybe a border, maybe. I don't know. It's just cool. So I've got some sort of rainbowy sky. Generally, I do the sky after I do the ground, but I just thought I'd explain what I do first with like the solid fill. The ground, I usually use a green for the ground, so we'll just choose that one, put on a new layer. We'll go back to vector, have it vector with fill, and we'll just make it a flat surface. And that's the green. From there, I choose a layer that's underneath that one, or you can, just drag one underneath. It just needs to be between the sky and the ground, and this will be the mountains. So I usually choose a darker green, but then I make the opacity of that brush, or tool rather, quite low. So it kind of like blends in-ish with the background. If you do another layer on top of that, it actually gets darker as you go, and then eventually it will get 100% of that colour. So we'll just keep it like that because it looks very hilly. Generally, I will then get the brush tool and use the same tool I use as the background, and maybe choose a darker green, and then from there I'll just like slightly dab it or just blend it in with the background, so it gives it some sort of depth to it. I do that to the foreground as well, so I'll just take it up a little bit. What you can do, you can also get the eyedropper tool and get that colour exactly, and then just drag a little bit so it's a darker colour. So it kind of helps, and then I just use a darker colour if I need to. So this really helps with getting a background. And just get darker colours if you feel like it, and it's really what suits you most. For the clouds, I generally do it all on the same layer, but I feel like being a bit more organised. So I'll go to the brush tool, go to the brush type, and choose that little smoky cloud looking one. I don't even know what it's called, the cloudy one, I guess. I don't really have names for these. I don't even know what they are. I just choose it and it works and it's cool and awesome. So choose that one. Have the size biggest it can go. Opacity, I generally maybe make it about 75, maybe 80. And then I'll hold down and it will actually thicken up and be really like vibrant white, and then you can just dab around it and this will actually give it a nice cloudy texture. And you can go along, just make little cloud shapes, doesn't really matter how you do it, but sometimes I actually do clouds with vectors as well, but this gives it a softer compared to my character. He's quite a bold and different style, and then my background is completely like a solid, that wasn't the right word at all, but yeah, like just a completely different style, very soft and bright, as well as to get some shading in. Lately I've been using filters, and as well as I'm really enjoying doing solid black, and using the brush, like the soft blend tool, and just using that pretty much the same as I did the background, so about mid-ish way, and going around the edges. And this will actually darken the area. But if I use a blend mode, it will actually change the image completely. So if I just, dab in areas and on what I think will actually look okay, then we'll go to our layer, and with our layer, because it's on normal, it will just do that brush the way it was set. It has an effect, but it doesn't look very nice. It looks really cloudy and really dull. So if we go to overlay, it will actually brighten it up, and see how the sky looks. It looks very bright, very vibrant, and very lovely. So I just go around the layer again and just see what areas I could brighten up a little bit. If I find it too bright, or I don't know, I don't really like it, I can always go back to the brush, but just change it to eraser or erase, and just erase the dark areas. And this will help, or just get rid of some bits you don't want. So there you have it. That's how I've been doing the background lately, and how I do my little Unihorse style. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. There might be another one. I'm actually doing a tutorial at the moment for a My Little Pony, but I'm having a bit of trouble with it, so we'll see how that goes. So that was the use of vectors there. It was only 6 layers I've used. So, but I use all of them, and that's just the basics of what I do. Any other questions, you can just send me a message or just ask away. I really don't mind. I really enjoy receiving some messages from you guys. So, yeah, thanks again. See ya.